morning. This is Chris from Worthington Home. I have a very busy day ahead. I have plans to have lunch with my friend Penny, who's in Woodbridge. We're headed out to Orange. And I think I'm gonna leave a little bit early, get my oil changed. It's past due. Then there's a car detailing place right across the street. So if there isn't a long line, I'm gonna take my car there. It's filthy. And then I'm gonna walk over to the nearby Goodwill in New Haven, like right on the border of Woodbridge, to see what they have. Sometimes I have phenomenal success there, and sometimes I can't find a single thing. So we'll see what kind of day it is today. I think I'm feeling pretty lucky. So let's check it out, see what's what, and hopefully I'll find some awesome vintage treasures. Let's go. This is an interesting pewter wall sconce, but I wish there was more than one of them here. Just one is hard to work with, $4.99. This is an incomplete looking wreath. I don't know, this guy has had a hard life, I think. I had this car seat when I had my old Toyota Tercel that had no air conditioning. It helped the seats from getting super hot. And I bet this is maybe to roll out pastry because it's ceramic. Not sure. This is so interesting. This is a vintage spice rack. It has some great graphics. $3.99. It's a neat piece. Here we have an interesting brass covered box, but a lot of pitting on that. And a singleton candlestick. Wish it had its friend. A little copper bowl. So cute pieces, but kind of incomplete as is. And I'm not sure, but I think you put a candle in here and the light reflects off the mirror in the back. This is not copper. It looks like copper. It's plasticky, but it seems to be an ice bucket. So many weird things in this section today. This is funny. I think you mounted this on your wall and people would put like plants, like fake plants behind it. I could be wrong, but I think that's how it's been used. I really like this basket. It has a little bit of an older look, $3.99. Not in perfect condition, but I like this basket a lot. This is an interesting piece. It looks like a mini barrel. And I don't know what would have gone through that hole. Any ideas? I like the paintwork on this. Okay, here we have a mama pig and a baby pig just kind of hanging out on a piece of wood. This looks homemade, no price on this. This is a little sewing box with pretty little butterflies on it, and it's very intriguing. Empty inside. However, it's been nibbled by angry beavers. So sadly, this is going back on the shelf. Here we have another pretty basket. This one might be just a tad too fragile, but I don't usually see so many nice baskets all in one place. I wonder if they all came from the same house. That would be my bet. Here's a pretty basket that would be great on a coffee table, or you could also mount this on a wall. $3.99 for this. It's very Pottery Barn chic. And here is a piece that would look great with it. $1.99 for this one. This basket is huge and so weird. It almost looks like a baby bassinet. It's not in good shape. However, it is so unusual that I find myself very intrigued by this thing. I wonder what the price is. I'm not seeing a sticker anywhere. This is a pretty candle. Looks like it's been repaired. This is made by, I don't know, Janina? Is that what that says? I'm not sure, but this looks like it's had 2 really bad falls, or somebody hurled this thing at somebody. It's not in good shape, and only the one. This is a pretty covered casserole. I wonder who made this. Well, I can't see that too well. Don't know that mark. And it looks like this little sauce boat goes with it. I love those little red flowers on it. $3.99 for this piece. This owl looks so pensive with its marble eyeballs turning sideways. Very interesting. Can't see a maker mark there. This is a very pretty bowl and looks like a super old guy, but there's so much lost to the design. This was made in Austria. It's really beautiful, but you can see how the designs next to those like little pink wreaths are very super faded, and in some places gone altogether. These are beautiful Rosenthal pieces, $5.99 for this stack, so a definite contender. This looks like it's Croc, little tennis rackets, and yep, it's Croc. That is a great find. I haven't found a Croc piece at Goodwill in a long time. And this lion tray also has a fantastic look, very mid-century. I like this piece, very primitive. I like the house on this. And this is a beautiful, very large wedding portrait that looks like it's from the 20s or 30s. What a beautiful bride. Well, that was a fair bit of drama just now. Oh my gosh. I got to the cashier line and I had all of my stuff and she's ringing me up and I go to reach for my credit card and my wallet's not in my bag. You know that moment of sheer panic when you're like, oh my gosh, I lost something I cannot lose. And I just prayed that I had left it in the car while the car was being detailed. So I ran. Good to know, my leg can now run. If I'm in a thrifting emergency, apparently my knee works a little better than it does otherwise. And I ran over to the car detailing place. It was Splash in Westville, New Haven. So anyway, they did have my wallet. Thank goodness they had put it in the glove compartment for safekeeping. I paid for my car detailing. My car is so clean, by the way. Oh my gosh, it hasn't looked this good in a really long time. I went back to Goodwill as fast as I could. I paid the cashier, who is not loving me, understandably. I apologized profusely, gathered my things, and I was able to put them in the car, which is so clean. And now I'm already putting dusty, weird, cobwebby things into it. It's just a losing game, isn't it? Anyway, I have about 3 minutes to hightail it up the hill into Woodbridge to see my friend Penny. We're meeting another friend. The 3 of us are going to lunch. I'm starving and slightly exhausted now, but it will be fun. So as soon as I get home, I will show you my finds. I got some weird stuff. I'm pretty excited about it. It was a fun day and now we're heading home. Well, in a surprise to no one, I've just unloaded my car and Iris has already jumped in this little basket bassinet thing and claimed it as her own. She does look really cute in here. I guess it would make a really nice cat bed. And I think Indy is also really curious about it and wants in on this action. Well, I had such a successful thrifting day. I bought a fair few things and they were really challenging to manage in the store because they were really bulky and awkward to balance into a cart. And the carts at this particular Goodwill are teeny tiny. So I was kind of holding some stuff and balancing some stuff, and I had stuff perched like perilously on my cart. And I wasn't sure if I was gonna get out of there without like pulling the whole place down around my ears, but I made it. So let me show you what I found, starting with this piece right here. So this is a really neat little painted coat rack but you could use this for things other than coats. Of course, you, I guess, could put your keys on here. You could put like old vintage hats here. You could hang baskets on here. You could do all sorts of fun things with something like this. But I loved the old Salt Box Colonial. I thought it was great. The colors are great. The back is entirely plain. So I don't know if somebody sort of locally made this. There is a signature on it, like a little initials there. But I thought it was kind of a cool piece. So this was, oh, how much was this? Oh no, there's no tag. I think it was like $3.99. It was not that much. And that is something I'm gonna save to possibly go into a booth space when I get one. But if anybody is interested in this, just let me know. If you can do local pickup, I would be happy to sell it. Okay, then I picked up this little like flat basket. I thought it had a great, obviously woven look, as basket items are woven. Here is the back. This was $1.99. These can look so cool just hanging on somebody's wall. And I think especially in like a less formal spot, like porch or a sunroom, they can look really nice even like in a kitchen. I mean, it depends on what your decor is, but these can be awesome pieces. And again, they just bring in some cool texture. And because the color is sort of a very natural, it's kind of a natural element, it just sort of goes with everything. So I thought that was pretty neat. Then I found this tray, which is a little bit different than the usual toll trays I find because it has musical instruments on it, as you can see. I also thought the green color was very interesting. So I thought I would pick this up. It was $5.99 the back. I don't know if that will just wash off that white residue or what. I haven't touched this piece yet, but I thought it had a great look. So this is another thing I'm gonna save for a booth space again, unless somebody wants to do local pickup, in which case just let me know. This I think will go on my eBay store, pretty sure. And then I picked up, I think this is just like a little napkin holder, I think. I guess you could also use this to hold your mail in. It has a little hanger. I'm not sure why. Does anybody know? There's like schmutz on my hand. Does anybody know why there would be a hanger on this? Am I mistaken? Is this not what I'm thinking? Like, is this not a little napkin holder? Maybe this is to hold files, I guess. I mean, you could use this for a lot of things, but I really liked that it had this sort of basket weave pattern. There's nothing interesting on the back. This was $1.99. And again, I thought just lots of uses for a piece like this. This will go on my online eBay store. Oops. I found this stack of great wooden plates. Let me unwrap them so I can show you. They were $4.99 for 6 wooden plates in this great square shape. There is nothing on the back. I wouldn't expect that there was, but I think these are really awesome. I like them a lot. They're nice and light. I'm not sure what kind of wood this is. Is it teak? I don't really even know. I will probably do some wood conditioning on these just to kind of clean them up a little bit. And then these will go on my eBay store. Okay, I have another great little tray. This was 99 cents. So this says the St. Lawrence Seaway, then some French that I'm not going to try to pronounce because we hate it when I do that, but it's like, I guess, the border between US and Canada. And I thought it had some really great colors. I love that there is French writing on this. I liked the water kind of scenery in the back. It has some geographical elements that are interesting. Here's the back. So this little guy was just 99 cents. I really liked him. And this will be going on my eBay store. I found this cute little ironstone pitcher. I really liked the shape on this. It has like an impressed back stamp. I am not sure what that says, but I will see if I can do any research on that. This little piece was $1.99, and I thought for all the ironstone collectors out there, this could be a nice little addition to my store. And then, very randomly, I bought this Eeyore Disney mug. I thought it was so cute, and look, it has a little snail on it, which I wasn't expecting. And poor Eeyore is in the rain. We know Eeyore is a sad friend. Well, not a sad friend in terms of he's not broken or damaged, but he's just sad emotionally. And this is a little Disney mug. This was made in California. Oh no, it just says it has the Disney store address, which is California. It was made in Thailand, but this I think was originally from the Disney store. So I thought it was cute and I picked it up. Then I had another great little basket that is pretty flat. Again, I loved the weave on this. This would be wonderful, again, to hang as part of wall art. Let me show it to you with the other one. I'm gonna move some things around here. I would normally put them on the dining room table, but Miss Iris is sprawled out on the dining room table and I don't feel like moving her. Okay, so, oops. Look how cute these two kind of look together, even like if they were overlapped. So you can see how this could become part of a really interesting kind of display on your walls. And maybe even, I love things in threes, of course, so even if there was just one more, I only picked up the two, but two is a good start. And I thought this was just another great piece. I find I seem to pass by a lot of very cheaply made baskets in my thrifting adventures. I don't come across a lot of nice ones, so it was really fun to find some nice ones today. I wouldn't be surprised if they came out of the same house. This one was $3.99, so more expensive than the other one, but it's also more substantial, and I would argue would have more uses. I mean, I could even see if I were keeping this, which I'm not, I could take this down to the chicken coop and gather eggs. I could take this down to the garden and gather some vegetables and bring it in the house in this. I could cut flowers and bring this in if I were bringing flowers into my house of Destructo cats. This could sit on a table and you could put up, things inside it. I mean, there's unlimited uses for this, which is why I thought it would be a really fun addition to my store. And again, I hope you'll notice that I'm trying to not just pick up my usual breakable stuff, but I'm just trying to mix it up a little bit so that there's some increased variation in terms of what I'm offering. And I have to say, it's more fun to thrift when I'm challenging myself to look at new things, additional things, and kind of broaden my scope. Okay, so in more basket news, I found this big basket. This is a really nice one. It's very well made. It's very substantial. It has this great kind of twisted handle. I really like this. It's nice and big. This was $3.99. And originally I was thinking I would keep this. I've been looking for a new basket to put the dog toys in the bedroom because we have this little, I don't know, something from like Home Goods or something. It's like this, it's a more flimsy basket. It's not like this hard weave. It's like a cottony kind of material. Anyway, it keeps like squishing down and it looks really like messy, like it's gonna fall over, and it bothers me. And I figure if we're gonna have dog toys in the bedroom, which isn't a great look, let's at least put them in something pretty. I mean, I like having them up there because the dogs love, well, Wilson doesn't go up there anymore, but Licorice loves to pick through her basket and find her toy. She also has a humongous basket in the library. And sometimes the cats go in there and pick out a toy as well, which Licorice doesn't love, but that's another story. So I was thinking this was gonna be the basket I used for that. I just haven't been able to find anything that I like. So I bought it with the idea of keeping it, but something else happened that I'll show you in a minute. So I'm actually not gonna keep this. So this is another one I'm gonna save for a booth space. And if somebody wants it who lives locally and can pick it up, I would be willing to sell it for local pickup. So just let me know. I just put the basket down and Iris is already all over it, and Indy is back in the bassinet basket, and Licorice is very excited to see me, although I've been here the whole time. Okay, so here's the basket that I saw next, and I love this one. So this one is going to be the basket that I keep for the bedroom. I love how it kind of goes up like this into like a triangle sort of. I don't know if that's called something in particular. The handles are really good. It's nice and deep, but Licorice will have no trouble picking out her toys in this. I think this has a fantastic look. Again, really well made. There's a little bit of damage on the handle, but nothing that makes me feel like it's about to fall apart. If anything, I think it gives it more of an interesting look, and I'm totally fine with it. This was this one was more expensive. This one was $7.99, but I really, really love this one. So this is the one I'm keeping. It's going upstairs. I was really excited to find it, and I couldn't believe it because after I found that first basket that I showed you, let me put this down somewhere. After I showed you that first basket, I was so excited and I thought, I finally found a basket. Then I found a basket I liked even better. So I'm gonna say what I often say, you never know what you're gonna find at Goodwill. I guess that's the fun of it, right? So along those lines, I picked up the first Croc piece I have seen at Goodwill in months and months and months and months. And it's this adorable round tray with the tennis rackets. Oh my gosh, how cute is this? It was $1.99. I almost fell over. I was so excited. It says Croc of Monterey here. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's right here. And this guy is in pretty good condition. So I thought this was awesome. This will be going on my eBay store. I was really, really excited to find this. And then I found this awesome lion. Now this looks like a Croc tray in many ways. However, it is not signed as such. And I don't know if Croc signed all of their things. I feel like maybe they did. And this is maybe just meant to kind of look like it. I'm not sure, but I love this lion. I think it looks fabulous. I was really excited to find it. And I'm pretty sure this is gonna be going on my eBay store. I'm not gonna keep it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure, I don't think I'm gonna hold on to it for booth space. I think that is not so big that I can't ship it, so I will ship it. Then I found some really pretty Rosenthal porcelain pieces. So this bowl with a little stack of plates inside it. So there are 2 little bread and butter plates. Oops. And then 2 little, I don't know, soup bowls, I guess. You can also use them for pasta. Here is the rim. It's a really pretty gray and white pattern. And the Rosenthal back stamp is right here. Really lovely. And then there is this nice big bowl. And what I like about these pieces is that they are, they're just really pretty. They're fairly neutral, so they could mix and match with other kinds of china pieces. You don't need to have the whole set for these to look nice. You could use them as an accent with other just white pieces or other just gray pieces or other pieces with gray and white. I mean, you could do a lot of things with these. And I just think they're really, really pretty. This one has some numbers on it. I don't think it depicts the year or anything. I think it must just be a serial number. But anyway, I really liked these. So those will be going on my eBay store. The next thing I found was this 3-tiered shelf. This has really beautiful cutout features on the sides. I really like this guy. I don't know if this is Victorian or maybe Edwardian. I'm not sure of the age of this piece. It has some nice patina on it. And it's nice and big, so somebody could display lots of interesting things on these shelves. I don't have the tag. It seems to have fallen off, but I think this was $7.99. And this is another piece that I'm going to save for a booth space, again, at the risk of repeating myself. If there's anybody locally who would like it and is willing to pick it up, I would be happy to sell it to you in the meantime. Otherwise, I'm going to store this until I'm ready to launch a booth space. And this is the last thing I picked up. I thought this was so fascinating. It almost looks like it's meant to carry a baby in it. I am not sure, but it has sort of a bassinet-ish quality. Now, I would not recommend putting a baby in it because it has some damage, and look, it's pulling away at the sides. You can see that this part over here is also starting to come away. I have a feeling this might be a little bit on the older side. I'm not really sure. I can tell you the cats have jumped in and out of it several times with glee. And yeah, this just had a great look. I could not leave it behind. As I was checking this out, here's the back. The woman at Goodwill came up to me, I guess one of the managers, and said, "You can have this for $1.99. And so I said, yep, and I grabbed it. So this is really cool, and this will wait for a booth space unless blah, 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 you want to pick it up. I'm sorry to repeat myself. I just, I don't want you to feel like you can't access things if there's anything you're looking for. The only thing is, of course, I'm not going to ship this. It is really big and definitely on the delicate side. So I imagine you can understand now, having seen my haul, why I was so struggling to get it out of the store. It wasn't that I had so many things. I certainly had bigger hauls, but with the big bulky baskets and the big trays and the shelves and the coat rack, it was just really hard to maneuver through the store in a safe way. There were a couple of times I almost wiped out like entire displays of things. I was a bit of a cautionary tale, but everything arrived safe and sound. So that was a really good thing. Here is our before basket. You can see it like falls down and collapses on itself. Can you see how it's just sort of folding in? So I think it looks really messy like this. Like it's always leaning over like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Look, Rich doesn't like me. So close to her toys. So I didn't like that. I feel like it's messy, and that's why I bought the basket. So here's the before, and I'm going to show you the after in a second. Well, I was going to show you the after in a second, but Iris has jumped in the basket. She has an ouchy ear, as you can see, but oh, she can't hear me. She does look cute in the basket. Hey, honey. Hey, honey. All right, let me get her out of the basket so I can show you what it looks like. Okay, here's the after. So I think this basket looks so much nicer. It's nice and structured. Licorice can still get in. There's plenty of room in there for her to grab out what she wants. She already has a toy in her mouth right now. So you can see she likes to have her toys nearby. So she still does, but it's looking nicer. And now Miss Iris is in the other basket. She's just testing them all out. Hey, sweet girl. She loves a basket, a bag, a box, anywhere where she can snuggle in. She's a happy girl. So I'll leave this one out for her right now so she can play with it. I have a very cute cat on my lap right now. Let me see if I can show him. Oh. Here he is, Mr. Indy Cat. He's on my lap right now pretending to be affectionate with me, but really he wants to get into the things I'm trying to show you that are in my bag. So I'll tell you about them before I show you. So after Goodwill, I went out with my friend Penny. We went out to lunch, and then we decided to do a little bit of shopping. So we went to Home Goods and Marshall's and Joann Fabrics, because you might remember I had bought a really pretty planter. I think it was the last video I showed, I'm not really sure, but it had like fruits and things on it, and I put it on my eBay windowsill, my bay windowsill. That was a Freudian slip. And I thought it would be pretty to try to put some fake flowers and plants and things in there just to get a little bit of color in the room. So I went to Joann's to see what might work, and they were having a 60% off sale on all that kind of stuff. So I got a ton of it, just thinking I'll put some in that planter, and I have a few other planters I could use as well. I have to keep them safe from kitties, which isn't easy to do, and I'm sure they're gonna pick at them and try to pull things apart, but I can just poke them back in again. It's not that big a deal, and as I said, I didn't spend that much money for anything, so if they do hurt it, it's not the biggest tragedy in the world. I realize I already showed you this clip and 2 of my little flower arrangement projects in a previous video. However, there was a planter I didn't show you, and I want to cover that next. Bear in mind, this is not a tutorial and I'm not an expert in flower arranging of any kind. This is very much just for fun. My intensive flower arranging is continuing. I had picked up this really pretty planter when I was at Monger's Market, and I absolutely love it. But I don't love the way these hydrangeas look in it. It's just not pulling good colors, in my opinion. And it just doesn't look right on the dresser where I have it. So I'm gonna pull these out, and I'm actually gonna replace them with some just foliage. So I have this fake ivy, and I'm gonna try that in here instead, and I might pop in 1 or 2 other flowers in here. I have a lot of different things to work with. So I'm gonna play around and see if I can make this look a little bit more autumnal and also just better colors for the bedroom. I'm gonna get started with kind of my foundation foliage, which is this ivy. And I picked the ivy because I thought it would stand up nicely from the planter, and then I'd also be able to sort of twist and bend it so it would come over the sides a little bit, which would be a little bit more natural looking. So this flower foam is so helpful in standing things up and helping me place them exactly where I want them. And this is all really trial and error more than anything else on my part. Now I'm just adding a little bit of color, just a little bit of white into this arrangement. Cat extraction, yeah, just to give it, I don't know, a little something extra. I popped in a little bit of red just to give us, again, that sort of seasonal look. And I'm really happy with how this is on the dresser. I think it looks a lot better, and I think it definitely gives me that outdoors coming in feeling. And I think the size is right. And I will continue to play around with the leaves and get them exactly as I want them. It's so much easier with real plants because they just fall kind of naturally. With fake plants, you have to play around a little bit more. But overall, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. So that's what I have for you today. A really interesting thrifted haul. I really enjoyed all the things I picked up. I thought they were fun and different, and I hope you enjoy just kind of checking them out with me. So it's increasingly urgent that I figure out this whole like booth space in an antique store or similar soon. I have a few places I want to check out. It's really hard to get the time to go and do that, but I need to make the time. And I think I'm going to need to set myself a little deadline for doing that to make sure that, you know, I move, because I imagine once I find a space, there may be a waiting list for the space. Time goes by, blah, blah, blah. So need to move it and groove it. If anybody has any ideas, let me know. As I said, I do have a few places in mind to check out, but I want to try to get, you know, a reasonable like rental rate. I know it can get quite pricey, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that's it for me. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you have a great day. And if you liked this video, please hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.